Hey there, person of the internet. I have a question for you. Have you ever put off an important task only to panic because you waited to the last minute to complete it? Are you putting off working on those annual taxes? How is that English essay coming along? Or my personal favorite, have you been in stores the day before Christmas doing all of your Christmas shopping along with 99,000 other last-minute shoppers? Procrastination often causes stress. So, in this video, I'll cover key points from The Now Habit by Dr. Fiore, which analyzes procrastination and provides easy-to-implement tools to stop procrastination. If you want to kick this unproductive habit, keep watching, and you may consider even taking notes. Procrastination is defined as putting off or delaying, especially something requiring immediate attention. So if you procrastinate occasionally or chronically, leave a comment below sharing what you tend to procrastinate on and what you choose to do instead. Never fear, because you can conquer procrastination by reprogramming your negative attitudes, using guilt-free play, implementing a reverse calendar, and/or utilizing a block schedule to help you set realistic goals. And before we cover some of those tools, let's take a look into the psychology behind procrastination. People procrastinate for a number of reasons. They might get overwhelmed, feel pressured, fear failure. Therefore, they tend to try harder and lose motivation. When any time is spent on more enjoyable activities, they feel like they are avoiding something that they should be doing. Despite this, people procrastinate because they experience some relief. It is immediately followed by a reward. It reduces tension by taking us away from something we view as threatening. People might give you advice, such as Nike's "just do it," but it doesn't help. The ultimate message is that work is draining, but you still gotta do it. Feeling like an animal trapped in a corner? Maybe not, but you might be strapped to the sofa with Doritos in your mouth, thinking to yourself, I can do it tomorrow. First, let's focus on internal dialogue. This is incredibly important. According to some psychologists, self-talk such as "I have to" is a message of stress that communicates resistance and victimhood. This essentially translates to "I have to because they're making me do it." When repeated, a "have to" statement tells your subconscious mind that you're being forced to do something that you don't want to do. To snap out of this, change the way you speak to yourself, internally and out loud. Instead, focus on choice. I choose. I decide. I will. Challenge every "have to" with a decision to apply the power of choice. The word "should" to procrastinators has lost its original connotation. They might think, I'm disappointed about the way things are, however, I'm going to just complain about it and feel badly. Should compares your ideal reality to a bad reality. Instead, say, when can I start working towards that goal? This change in dialogue diverts self-criticism and shifts towards something constructive. Consider this illustration. Dr. Fiore was a member of the 101st Airborne Division as a paratrooper, and after enduring weeks of agonizing training, he learned that he and his peers were expected to jump out of a plane at 2,000 feet. He found out that his reward for hard work was even harder work. That first flight came. The plane door was opened, and it was clear that they were expected to jump. Dr. Fiore recalls watching the other men in front of him hesitate. Each man looked at the ground far below. They had a choice, to jump out or be kicked out by the sergeant. Dr. Fiore thought to himself, if I'm leaving this plane, it will be on my own accord. I'm going to maximize my chances of a safe exit and landing. The change in his feeling was dramatic. Stress was replaced with purposeful action. Victimhood became empowerment. Anytime you think or say, I must finish, instead say, when can I start? Anytime you think or say, this is so big, instead say, I can take one small step. Anytime you think or say, I must be perfect, instead say, I can be human. And anytime you think or say, I don't have time for play, instead say, I will take time for play. Our goal is to create a foundation to overcome blocks and establish good work habits so that we may continually start on projects so that procrastination associated with finishing those projects isn't an issue. This is Laura, a 30-year-old science teacher who is finishing her master's to increase her pay and improve her ability for career advancement. Laura's final research project, though, was dragging on for almost a year. The biggest block came from her lack of interest of implementing the final touches on the project because it wasn't as exciting as the journey. She was great at starting projects, but finishing them was another story. She wasn't your typical procrastinator. She even trained to run 26-mile marathons. Well, one day she had an epiphany while running a marathon. She thought to herself, "I'm in pain. It hurts to run and it hurts to just stand here. It hurts to walk and it would hurt to lie down. Regardless of what I do, it hurts. So I might as well run and get it over with as soon as possible." It was that moment that she realized that procrastination requires work and finishing requires work. Her tendency of using negative self-statements was challenged. So, when you become tempted to procrastinate, watch for negative self-statements. Be mindful of thoughts such as, "I have to," "I should," "I must finish," "This is so big," "I have to be perfect." Challenge them with positive self-statements. Secondly, let's examine the importance of guilt-free play. What would you say if I told you that if you enjoyed more leisure activities such as socializing, going to concerts, even watching TV, that you would be more productive? Consider this. Peak performers surpass workaholics in taking more vacations, being healthier, and accomplishing more. Psychology says that if you know that work on a large task will include breaks of free time, then you will be less overwhelmed. Productive tasks, when followed by pleasures, have a higher probability of occurring. If you like playing video games like Fortnite, but you've been putting off your Christmas shopping, spend some time shopping and immediately after, reward yourself by playing some Fortnite. It's just like Grandma said, eat your veggies first and enjoy dessert after. You can be more productive if you play more. Now, let's take a look at 2 written tools that you can use to overcome any project, task, or new hobby. You can implement one or both depending on your needs and preferences. First off, we have the reverse calendar. Use it immediately when you feel overwhelmed by any large project or task like applying to college, writing an essay or speech, filing income taxes, etc. Use it for a project that can take a week, a month, even several months. The reverse calendar starts with the ultimate deadline and moves backwards step by step to the present. The beauty of the reverse calendar is that it gives you a realistic perspective on the steps necessary to complete your project. The best part is that you control the deadlines. For example, you have a 5-page essay due on May 21st. Let's assume today is May 8th and that you want to be done with the entire project by May 18th. Let's start with our self-imposed deadline. May 18th, the final draft is due. May 16th, we'll add the final touches, references, formatting. May 14th, correct grammatical errors, flow, transitions. May 12th, the rough draft is due. May 9th, write your thesis, introductory paragraph. May 8th, pick a topic and create an outline. Tool number 4, the Unschedule. Use it for any project, goal, or new hobby, such as a dissertation, buying a house, working out, etc. It is essentially a block schedule, and it gives a realistic picture of how time is spent and how much time is available. Reverse psychology is key. By first starting with scheduling hobbies, leisure, and quality time with friends and family, the Unschedule avoids a huge barrier that leads to procrastination. That is, scheduling work first, which ultimately creates a vision that life is lacking freedom and fun. Step 1. Schedule only routine activities such as meals, sleep, commuting, appointments, classes. Schedule free time, recreation, hobbies, sports, reading. Aim to participate in recreation at least 1 hour a day, and do not schedule work on projects. Step 2. Record every 30 minutes of uninterrupted, quality work on your project on the Unschedule only after the work has been completed. Remember, just start with 30 minutes a day and increase your time as you progress if it suits you. Step 3. Reward yourself after each work period because you deserve it. Give yourself those kudos. Step 4. Add up the hours worked each day and each week to emphasize what you did accomplish. Step 5. Leave at least one day a week for solely recreation and any small errands. Step 6. Before deciding to go to a recreational activity or social commitment, take time out for just 30 minutes of work on your project if time permits. Any pleasurable or frequent activity you engage in has the power to create motivation. For especially big projects, do not work more than 20 hours a week. Do not work more than 5 hours a day. To recap, we learned some reasons why people procrastinate. We focused on the importance of internal dialogue and guilt-free play. We also learned 2 written tools, the reverse calendar and the Unschedule, that can be utilized for big projects that might otherwise overwhelm us and lead to procrastination. I challenge you to implement these principles to be more proactive. Also, feel free to leave a comment down below regarding anything that was covered, and please give this video a thumbs up if you found some information useful. Also, consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this. Until then, happy producing.